How will you use your laptop? Light use. Browsing the web, paying bills online, email and social networking, organizing and sharing digital photos. Average use. Storing and streaming music and movies, tasks like spreadsheet and document creation. Demanding use. Multitasking with multiple tabs and programs, sophisticated graphics and photo editing and video production. Additional requesting clients will need to put somewhat more in a higher resolution screen, and all the more impressive processor, more framework memory, and a bigger hard drive or a quick solid-state drive. Laptops are sufficiently smaller to convey with you, yet flexible enough to run requesting applications. Notebooks are the best apparatus for accomplishing genuine work or play, whether you're at home, out and about, or in a school study hall. While independent tablets and cell phones are dependably well known, a great many people understand that everything from composing an examination paper to crunching recordings to gaming works better on a laptop. So what sort of laptop would it be advisable for you to get? We set up a laptop purchasing manual for help you out. Quick tips. These are the main interesting points while picking a new laptop. For much more detail, watch the video below. 12.5 to 14-inch screens offer the best harmony among convenience and compactness. Bigger screens are fine on the off chance that you don't travel a lot, and more modest models are incredible for youngsters. Assuming you're spending more than $600, go for these base specs. Core i5 or Ryzen 5 CPU, 1920x 1080 screen, 8 GB of RAM and SSD storage rather than a hard drive. 9+ long stretches of battery duration is great on the off chance that you intend to take your laptop anyplace by any means. Think about a 2-in-1 laptop, either a bendback or separable, to involve your laptop as a tablet. On the off chance that not, a standard clamshell journal might be a superior decision. Chromebooks are great for youngsters and understudies, and their usefulness is extending quickly. Windows laptops and MacBooks both deal a lot of usefulness. Which stage you lean toward involves individual taste. In the description below the video, you can see our recommendations of specific laptops with prices. And also do not forget to subscribe to our channel, there will be many more interesting things ahead. To start with, pick your operating system. Before you start to check out laptops, you should sort out which working framework, OS, turns out best for you. Thoroughly considering what programming you really want to run and on which working frameworks that product runs will assist you with deciding the equipment you really want. Most laptops accompany one of 3 working frameworks: Windows, Chrome OS or Mac OS, for MacBooks as it were. Picking the right one is an individual inclination, however here's a fast synopsis of what each offers. Windows 10 or 11. The most adaptable working framework, Windows 10, runs on more laptop models than Chrome OS or Mac OS. Windows Scratchpad range in cost from under $150 to a few $1,000s and proposition a wide exhibit of highlights from contact screens to unique finger impression perusers to double illustrations chips. Windows 11, the most recent adaptation of Microsoft's leader working framework, gives various upgrades over Windows 7 and 8, including the capacity to switch among tablet and work area modes, a redid start menu with live tiles and the Cortana computerized partner. Since its send-off in July 2015, Windows 10 has additionally added a large group of upgrades, including the capacity to utilize follow-up inquiries with Cortana, search your email utilizing regular language and utilize your pointer to write anyplace. Windows laptops are extraordinary for understudies, analysts and business clients, and they're the main machines gamers ought to consider. Apple macOS. All MacBooks accompany Apple's most recent work area working framework, macOS Big Sur. By and large, the working framework offers comparative usefulness to Windows 10, yet with an alternate interpretation of the connection point that substitutes an applications dock at the lower part of the screen for Microsoft's Start menu and taskbar. Rather than the Cortana computerized colleague, Mac clients get Siri. They can likewise perform exchanges with Apple Pay, accept calls or messages from their telephones and open their laptops with an Apple Watch. Nonetheless, macOS isn't made for contact, in light of the fact that no MacBook accompanies a touch screen. The most recent macOS Big Sur working framework brings iPad applications over to Mac, and iPad and iPadOS applications can run locally on M1 Macs, as well as tremendous upgrades to both the Safari program, Chrome OS, found on modest Chromebooks like the Samsung Chromebook 3. Google's OS is basic and secure, however more restricted than Windows or macOS. The UI looks a great deal like Windows with an application menu, a work area and the capacity to drag windows around. however the primary application you use is the Chrome program. The disadvantage is that a considerable lot of the web applications you use don't function admirably disconnected. Nonetheless, that is changing as all new Chromebooks, including the top-of-the-line Google Pixelbook, can now run Android applications. Assuming you want a gadget to ride the web and browse email, explore interpersonal organizations and talk on the web, Chromebooks are profoundly convenient and will more often than not offer great battery duration at low costs. They are likewise incredibly famous with schools and guardians since they are difficult for youngsters to contaminate with malware and more practical than most tablets. Assuming you really want a Chromebook, search for one with at minimum 4 GB of RAM and 16 GB of capacity. A 1920x1080 goal liked and 4K is better, however exceptionally extraordinary. Pay extra to get a 2-in-1 assuming you intend to utilize Android applications. 2-in-1s versus traditional laptops. With regards to a laptop's structure factor, you should pick between customary, clamshell, laptops and adaptable 2-in-1 laptops. These 2-in-1s join a strong laptop and a go-anyplace tablet in one lightweight, convenient gadget, and may likewise be designated convertible or crossbreed laptops. 2-in-1 models ordinarily highlight a flip and overlay show on a 360 degrees pivot, or now and then a separable console. These plans let you change the laptop to best suit your movement, regardless of whether composing records, watching motion pictures, perusing digital books, messing around, or perusing on the web. What's more contrasted with a different tablet, 2-in-1s ordinarily incorporate more USB ports and other network choices, making it simpler for you to move documents and photographs or connect a scope of extras. 3. Screen features. Touchscreens. Touchscreens laptops make exploring on your PC more instinctive. Tap to choose, hold and drag to move things, swipe to parchment and squeeze to zoom, similarly as you would on a cell phone or tablet. As of now accessible on numerous Windows laptops and select Chromebooks. Screen size. Before you take a gander at specs or evaluating, you want to sort out exactly the way that compact you want your laptop to be. Laptops are normally ordered by their presentation sizes, 11 to 12 inches. The most slender and lightest frameworks around have 11 to 12-inch screens and commonly gauge 2.5 to 3.5 pounds. 13 to 14 inches provides the best equilibrium between conveyability and ease of use, especially assuming you get a laptop that weighs under 4 pounds. 15 to 16 inches. The most well-known size, 15-inch laptops ordinarily gauge 4 to 5.5 pounds. Think about this size in the event that you need a bigger screen and you're not wanting to haul your journal around frequently. Laptops with 16-inch shows are uncommon, however Apple may kick the pattern off with its 16-inch MacBook Pro. 17 to 18 inches. If your laptop stays around your work area the entire day consistently, a 17 or 18-inch framework could give you the sort of handling power you want to play very good quality games or do workstation-level efficiency. Resolution. Higher resolution rises to more readily picture quality. Laptop screens arrive in a scope of resolution, measured in pixels, horizontal x vertical. 4K Ultra HD, 3840 by 2560 and 3840 by 2160 resolutions gloat multiple times the pixels of Full HD, making rich tones and pictures for survey and altering amazingly exact pictures and illustrations. QHD, Quad HD, and QHD+, with 2560 by 1440 and 3200 by 1800 resolutions, individually. The incredibly high pixel thickness makes fresh detail and sharp text, ideal for proficient photograph and designs fill in as well as high-def films and games. Retina Show. 2560 by 1600 and 3072 by 1920 resolutions are seen as in Apple's 13 inches and 16 inches laptop shows, separately. Full HD. 1920x1080 resolutions permits you to watch Blu-ray movies and play video games without losing any degree of detail. HD+. 1600x900 resolution is incredible for easygoing gaming and watching DVD motion pictures. HD. 1366x768 resolution is standard on standard laptops. Great for web surfing, email and essential display types. Different presentation innovations yield various shadings and brilliance levels. Numerous laptops utilize LED backdrop illumination, which can show brilliant tones without depleting the battery. Assuming that you intend to utilize your laptop to watch motion pictures and shows with a companion, pick a presentation with an IPS board for more extensive survey points. Screens with a polished completion by and large give more extravagant tones and hazier blacks, while matte showcases will lessen glare on the off chance that you often work outside or close to windows. Laptop models highlighting a thin bezel, the boundary around the screen, take into consideration more presentation space to fit inside the laptop's structure factor. 4. Really take a look at that keyboard and touchpad. The most noteworthy specs on the planet don't mean diddly in the event that the laptop you're looking for doesn't have great ergonomics. On the off chance that you intend to do a great deal of work on your PC, ensure the console offers strong material criticism, a lot of key travel, the distance the key goes down when squeezed, generally 1 to 2 millimeters, and sufficient room between the keys. Assuming you're purchasing a Windows laptop, be certain it has precision touchpad drivers. Search for a precise touchpad that doesn't give you an unsteady cursor and reacts reliably to multi-touch signals, for example, squeeze to zoom. If you're purchasing a business laptop, consider getting one with a pointing stick, otherwise known as stub, between the G and H keys so you can explore around the work area without taking your fingers off the console's home line. 5. Pick your specs. Note pad parts, for example, processor, hard drive, RAM and graphics chip can befuddle even journal enthusiasts, so don't feel awful in the event that spec sheets appear as though letter set soup to you. Here are the fundamental parts to watch out for. Computer chip. The minds of your PC. The processor affects execution, yet relying upon how you need to treat the most economical model might be sufficient. Here is a once-over. Intel 11th Gen CPUs. Intel presented 1th Gen Tiger Lake processors that determine the up-and-coming age of laptops. You can find out about these processors in more detail here. To sum up, Tiger Lake, a 10-nanometer chip, offers further developed incorporated Iris Z designs with up to 4.8 GHz rates as well as Thunderbolt 4 help. The new Evo brand sets boundaries for top laptops, including at least 9 hours of battery duration. Intel Core i9. Supplanting the Core i7 as the best-in-class CPU from Intel, Core i9 processors give quicker execution than some other versatile chip. Accessible just on premium laptops, workstations and very good quality gaming rigs, Core i9 CPUs are just worth their top-notch cost in the event that you're a power client who utilizes the most requesting programs and applications. Intel Core i7. A move forward from Core i5, models with numbers that end in HQ or K utilize higher wattage and have 4 centers, considering considerably quicker gaming and efficiency. There are likewise Core i7 Y series chips that have lower power and execution. Watch out for CPUs that have a 10 in the model number since they are important for Intel's most recent, 10th and 11th generation Core series, and proposition better execution. Intel Core i5. If you're searching for a standard laptop with the best blend of cost and execution, get one with an Intel Core i5 CPU. Models that end in U are the most well-known. Those with a Y in the name are low power and have more awful execution, while models with a HQ utilize more wattage and show up in thicker gaming and workstation frameworks. Intel's most current 11th generation Tiger Lake CPUs have 4 centers, and various valuable elements, including Wi-Fi 6 help, Thunderbolt 4 reconciliation and better AI. Intel Core i3. Performance is only a stage beneath Core i5 as is the cost. Assuming that you might perhaps move forward to a Core i5, we suggest it. Intel Xeon. Extremely strong and costly processors for huge portable workstations. Assuming you do proficient grade designing, 3D demonstrating or video altering, you may need a Xeon, yet you will not get great battery duration or a light laptop. Intel Pentium, Celeron. Common in sub-$400 laptops, these chips offer the slowest exhibition, yet can do on the off chance that your fundamental errands are web surfing and light record altering. Assuming you can pay more to get a Core i3 or i5, you'd be in an ideal situation. Intel Core M, Core i5, i7, Y series. Low power and low hotness permit frameworks with these processors to go fanless. Execution is superior to Celeron, however an indent beneath normal Core. AMD Ryzen 4000 and Ryzen 5000. Another arrangement of chips that are intended to contend with Intel Core i5 and Core i7. we've found Ryzen 4000 and Ryzen 5000 chips to beat comparable Intel Core processors. For instance, the Ryzen 5 4500U CPU conveys about a similar presentation as an Intel Core i7 CPU. In addition to the fact that you get extraordinary execution and perseverance, Ryzen 4000 and Ryzen 5000 prepared laptops will quite often be less expensive than their Intel partners. AMD A, FX or E-series, found on minimal expense laptops. AMD's processors, the organization calls them APUs rather than CPUs, give fair execution to the cache that is sufficient for web surfing, media survey and usefulness. Apple M1. The first of Apple's custom silicon, the ARM-based M1 chip pounds the opposition with regards to crude execution and perseverance. Found on the MacBook Air and MacBook Pro RAM. Some sub-$250 laptops accompany just 4 GB of RAM, yet in a perfect world you need basically 8 GB on even a financial plan framework and 16 GB assuming that you can spend somewhat more. For most people, 32 GB or more will be all that could possibly be needed, while 64 GB or more is held for power clients. Storage drive, SSD. Much more significant than the speed of your CPU is the presentation of your storage drive. On the off chance that you can bear the cost of it and needn't bother with a huge load of inside stockpiling, get a laptop with a solid-state drive, SSD, rather than a hard drive, since you'll see something like multiple times the speed and a lot quicker laptop generally. Among SSDs, the more up-to-date PCIe X4, also known as NVMe, units offer triple the speed of customary SATA drives. Sub-$250 laptops use eMMC memory, which is actually strong state, however not quicker than a mechanical hard drive. Touchscreen. Assuming that you're purchasing an ordinary clamshell laptop, rather than a 2-in-1, you will not get a lot of advantage from a touchscreen and you will get 1 to 2 hours less battery duration. On 2-in-1s, touchscreen come norm. Graphics chip. On the off chance that you're not playing PC games, making 3D articles or doing high-res video altering, a coordinated illustrations chip, one that shares framework memory, will be fine, particularly Intel's most recent Iris Z designs. Assuming you have any of the above needs, however, a discrete illustrations processor from NVIDIA or AMD is fundamental. Likewise with CPUs, there are both high and low-end illustrations chips. Low-end gaming or workstation frameworks today ordinarily have NVIDIA MX 450 or GTX 1660 GPUs, while mid-range models have RTX 2050 or RTX 2060, and very good quality models have 30 series chips like the RTX 3070 or 3080 GPUs. NVIDIA's adversaries, AMD, is Apple's seller of decision for graphic cards, in spite of the fact that you truly shouldn't buy a MacBook for gaming. AMD sent off the Radeon RX 5600M and the Radeon RX 5700M GPUs last year. Ports. While the shortfall of ports is normally not a major issue while picking a laptop, it's useful to get the associations you want right on the situation, rather than conveying a huge number of dongles. Most standard laptops will have USB 3.0 ports and HDMI out for video. Nonetheless, an expanding number of laptops use USB Type-C or Thunderbolt 3 and Thunderbolt 4 ports that are USB Type-C viable. Getting Type-C is a positive in addition to in light of the fact that you can utilize it to interface with general chargers and docks. Assuming that you can pause, USB 4 will show up soon with quicker move rates and the capacity to daisy-chain 4K screens with one link. Other helpful associations incorporate SD card spaces, earphone jacks and Ethernet ports, particularly in the event that you're a gamer. Connectivity. Assuming you want to utilize your laptop in a hurry, consider purchasing a notepad with 4G LTE or 5G help. You'll need to pay for an information membership plan, however this will permit you to get to the web away from a switch. Assuming you need a laptop with the best-in-class availability choices, find one with Wi-Fi 6 help. Wi-Fi 6 offers expanded hypothetical throughputs and a more steady association than 802.11 AC. We likewise recommend searching for a laptop with Bluetooth 5, the most recent standard that offers further developed availability with Bluetooth-empowered gadgets, similar to mice and earphones. DVD, Blu-ray drives. Not many laptops accompany optical drives, since all product and films are downloadable, however we've monitored the laptops with DVD drives. Notwithstanding, assuming you truly need to peruse, compose circles and your laptop of decision doesn't accompany an implicit DVD drive, you can continuously purchase an outer one that associates by means of USB. 6. Battery life. Maker's battery duration claims range from only a couple of hours as long as 12 hours or more. Laptop improvements. For example, expanded handling power, bigger and higher resolution screens, quicker hard drives, or the expansion of an optical drive, will deplete your battery all the more rapidly. Other laptop highlights, for example, a solid-state drive rather than a mechanical hard drive, can further develop power proficiency. 7. Plan based on your budget. Nowadays, you can purchase a usable laptop for under $200, however, assuming you can financial plan more, you'll improve assemble quality, more grounded execution and a superior presentation. This is what you can get at each cost range. $150 to $250. The most affordable journals are either Chromebooks, which run Google's program-driven OS, or low-end Windows frameworks with insignificant capacity and more slow processors, for example, the HP Stream 11 and the Dell Inspiron 11 3000. Utilize these as optional PCs just or give them to the children. $350 to $600. For well under $600, you can get a journal with an Intel Core i5 or AMD A8 CPU, 4 to 8 GB of RAM, and a 500 GB hard drive, generally decent specs. Notwithstanding, costing this much, most scratchpad don't have a SSD, a full HD show or long battery duration. There are a couple of striking special cases, for example, the Acer Aspire E15 and Asus Chromebook Flip C434. $600 to $900. As you get above $600, you'll begin to see more superior plans, like metal completions. Makers likewise begin to include different highlights as you ascend the value stepping stool, including higher goal showcases and SSDs. The Lenovo IdeaPad 530s and Asus ZenBook UX333FA are incredible instances of laptops that offer this multitude of advantages for less. Above $900. At this value range, expect journals that are more compact, all the more impressive or both. Expect higher resolution screens, quicker processors and potentially discrete illustrations. The lightest, longest enduring ultra portables, similar to the Apple MacBook Air and the Dell XPS 13, will quite often cost more than $1,000, in spite of the fact that you can get the Dell for less in the event that you don't pick a touchscreen. Top-of-the-line gaming frameworks and versatile workstations for the most part cost vertical of $1,500 or even as much as $2,500 or $3,000. In the description below the video, you can see our recommendations of specific laptops with prices. And also do not forget to subscribe to our channel, there will be many more interesting things ahead. 8. Mind the brand. Your laptop is just on par with the organization that stands behind it. Precise and ideal specialized help is central, which is the reason Wright Schwaz assesses each significant brand in our yearly tech support showdown. This previous year Apple came in the lead position, trailed by the issue on everyone's mind of the year, Razer, while Dell balanced the main three. Support is only part of what makes a notebook brand worth your money. You also have to consider how the manufacturer stacks up to the competition in terms of design, value and selection,